Hey Grace and Miles, it's Miss Pam. Hope you guys are doing okay. And today we are going to have a little lesson on money. Now, if you look at your computer screen, you're going to see that my whiteboard looks different from your mat. But what I'd like for you to do first is to get out your money mat that was sent home with you and your little baggie, or I think it was in a baggie of money, and just put that to the side for right now because we aren't going to use that right away. We're going to do a little review together, and then you're going to use your mat and your money. Okay, so let's review some of our money terms that Miss Pam has written on our whiteboard. If you see up here in the corner, we have the word that begins with the P. P for penny. And I know you guys remember how much a penny is worth. How much is a penny worth? You're exactly right, it's worth 1 cent. On this side of my whiteboard, I have the word nickel written, and we know that a nickel is worth 5 cents. Down here at the bottom, I have the word dime, and we remember that a dime is worth, that's right, 10 cents. And then we have the word quarter, which is worth, you should know this number by now. What is it? That's exactly right, 25 cents. All right, so let's do a quick little review. If you look in the middle of my whiteboard, your eyes should be on your computer screen. You are going to see lots of different coins. Now, before spring vacation left, we've been talking a lot about the coin, the penny. So I want you to look at these that I'm holding. Remember, we talked about the penny. It's not made of silver, but it's made of what? Copper. That's right. It has a different color. And a pen, that's just an easy thing for us to always remember. Do you remember the president on the front of the penny? We even talked about that, didn't we? That's right. It's Abraham Lincoln. So Miss Pam identified the 2 pennies that were in the middle, and I'm going to put them in the little box underneath the word penny. So we are sorting our coins. We're going to identify them first and sort them. The next one that we're going to talk about and review is the nickel. The nickel. Now, all of the coins that you see in the middle of my whiteboard are silver, but we've talked about some strategies that help us identify the difference between a quarter, a nickel, and a dime. Now, the nickel has, if you remember, the president, Thomas Jefferson, is on the front of it. And we talked a lot about how we get the nickel a little bit confused with the quarter because they're a little bit of the same size. But remember the strategy I taught you? If they don't exactly match, then we know that the nickel is the smaller one. So we're going to put our nickel right up there with our other one. Okay. And just to double check, if they stack on top of each other and they're exactly the same size, then that's your nickel. Now, let's review the dime. The dime's worth 10 cents, and that one's an easy one too, because we know that the dime is the smallest coin in size, not in value. The value is 10 cents, but the size of the dime is small. It's the smallest one. It's smaller than a penny, it's smaller than the nickel, and it's smaller than the quarter. So let's put both of our dimes over here where they belong. And do you remember the name of the president on front of the dime? Think really hard. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Very good. Now the last two coins that we have, they're the largest coin in size of the four. And do you remember the name of the president on front of the quarter? That's right, George Washington. And we can identify the quarter, and we're going to put those two underneath the word quarter to remind us that it's 25 cents. So we have pennies here, 2 nickels, 2 dimes, and 2 quarters. Okay? All right, now, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to go ahead and get out your money mat that Miss Pam sent home with you. And I want you to get your coins. You're going to need 2 quarters, 2 dimes, 2 nickels, and 2 pennies. So 2 quarters, 2 dimes, 2 nickels, and 2 pennies. So I want you to put all those coins down below your mat. Okay, Miss Pam is going to put hers in her hand like this. I'm just going to put them in my hand like this. But I want your coins to be below at the very bottom of your mat. And they don't have to be grouped together because I want you to practice identifying the coin. Actually, I think I'm going to put mine up here on the black part. So I'm just going to spread them out like this. And that's what I'd like for you to do. Just spread them out just like we would do at school. Miss Pam's are up here. Yours are just going to be at the bottom. It'll be easier for you to reach. All right, so Miles and Grace, I'm assuming you have out your money mats and your coins and you're ready. So what we're going to do is just what we've always done at school. I'm going to ask you to find a coin and identify it from your pile of coins and ask you to place it in the right box. Okay, so we're going to sort them. All right, so I'm going to go easy on you. I would like for you to find 1 penny and put it in the correct box. If you chose this coin with Abraham Lincoln on it that's made of copper, you're correct. So we're going to put our penny in the box. Okay, now let's look up here, or not at Miss Pam's, but I want you to look at your group of coins. And this time, I want you to see if you can find 1 nickel. 1 nickel. Now remember, if you're getting a little confused between the nickel and the quarter, remember the strategy that I taught you. I found a nickel. Did you find one with Thomas Jefferson on the front? If you did, I hope you put it in this box because this is the box that says nickel. All right, let's see if we can find a dime. A dime. Does your coin look like this? The little silver one with Franklin D. Roosevelt on it? Good job. If your coin looks like Miss Pam's and you put it right here, then you get your big thumbs up. Now let's see if we can find a quarter. Remember, a quarter is the largest in size of the coins that we're looking at. And it's also the highest valued coin. I found one. Did you choose this coin? If you did, you got a thumbs up again. All right, now the next part I want you to do on your own. You should have a dime, a quarter, a penny, and a nickel left in your little group of coins. What I want you to do now, Grace and Miles, is I want you to identify the penny, the nickel, the dime, and the quarter, and I want you to put them in the correct box that matches the coin that is already there. Okay, you may begin. I'm going to give you about a minute, and then we're going to see if you made the correct match. I wish I was there watching you do all this good work. All right, I'll give you a few more seconds to finish up. And then we'll see if we have the correct coin in the correct box. All right, so Miss Pam has found a penny, so I'm going to put it here. I found a nickel, so I'm going to put it underneath the word nickel, and I know it's a match because they're the same size. If you chose this coin and put it in this square, that's correct because it's a dime. And again, we know they're the same because when you stack them on top of each other, they're a perfect match. And my last coin is the quarter. And I know that I'm in the same, right, or the correct box because that is a perfect match in size and they look exactly the same. They have George Washington on the front. So I am very hopeful that you were able to choose the correct coin and match it with the other coin in the box. All right, good job, Grace and Miles. So what I want you to do now is take your mats and move them to the side. And I'm going to erase my whiteboard. And I don't think I put this sheet in your packet, but we can still do it together. I'll have to do that next time so we can do it together. But what I'd like for you to do is put your eyes on the computer screen so that you can see this worksheet. Okay, I think I got it on there. All right, so if you look at this worksheet, I'm going to actually fold it in half right now. Okay. I want you to look at the words that you see written on this worksheet. Let's read these words together. Now we know that this word starts with the letter N. So we know that this is a nickel. Can you say that with me? Nickel. Let's read this word together. This is the word that represents the coin that's worth 10 cents. Dime. Can you say dime? Dime. And this word starts with a P. What's the name of the coin that starts with a P? That's right, penny. And the last word that we have at the very bottom Starts with the Q. Q and U go together to make the qu sound. So we have a quarter, quarter. So let's read them one more time together. When I point to it, we're going to say it together. Begin. Nickel, dime, penny, quarter. Now I want you to read the word on your own when I point to it. Go. Excellent job. All right, now I'm going to turn my sheet over and you are going to see 4 pictures of a coin. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about each coin, and what I'd like for you to do is have I told you to put your mat away, but if your coins are still with you, go ahead and just put them somewhere where you can move them on your workstation. All right, now let's look at this very first one. Okay, we can tell that this is obviously the bigger one in size, and if you look very, very closely, it has the word $quarter. So that tells us that this is a picture of a quarter. And it also has George Washington on the front. So if you could find a quarter out of your group of coins and just put it up here on your workspace. All right, now this one, I probably should have colored it with a brown colored pencil, but I don't have one. So anyway, but we can tell that this coin is a penny because of the picture of Abraham Lincoln. Okay, we know what he looks like. We've talked about that enough. So I want you to get your penny out and put it on your workspace. The next coin is a nickel. So I want you to choose a nickel, and if you remember correctly, it has Thomas Jefferson on the front. So we're going to place our nickel there, and our very last coin, it's a little bit smaller. It has Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, and it is the dime. And remember, Miles and Grace, it's kind of hard to see, but if you flip your coin over, oops, sorry about that, it will show you on the back the word dime right there. So that's another strategy that you can use. That's why it's so important for you to learn how to read, not only be able to identify the 4 basic coins, but also be able to read the word as well. All right, so put your dime up here. So you should have a quarter, a penny, a nickel, and a dime. All right, so Miss Pam's going to take these off for a second, and I'm going to open up the worksheet. And you can put your coins to the side, and I just need to have your eyes back up on the computer screen. Okay, we can do this together. So what we're going to do together is we are going to draw a line, and Miss Pam will do it, to connect the matching word, nickel, dime, penny, and quarter, to the front of the coin. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and you can help me by just following along with your eyes on the computer screen. So the first word is what? That's right, nickel. So if I'm going to match the word nickel to the correct coin, which coin is it? Now you can take your finger and you can very gently touch your computer screen and see if you can find the nickel on the computer screen. If you pointed to this, you are correct. So I'm going to draw a line from the word nickel to the correct coin. We're matching the word to the coin. All right, what's this word? It starts with the letter D. Dime, that's right. Now, can you find the dime? If you can, take your finger and gently touch your computer screen. And if you're pointing or touching to this, you're right. So Miss Pam's going to draw a line from the word dime to match the picture. Next, we have the word penny. Say it with me, penny. Can you find the penny on the screen? Are you touching this one? If you are, that's correct. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to put it right here by the letter P, and I'm going to draw a line all the way up to the penny to match that coin. And our last one is what? What's that big word? Quarter. That's right. Now we have one left, so that was a pretty easy, wasn't it? So we're going to draw a line, or I'm going to draw a line from the word quarter all the way up to the picture of the quarter. So I have matched the word to the correct coin. I'll be sure and ask Miss Kinsey if she can send one of those home with you in your next packet, and we can do that again together. That's always a good review to do. But one thing I wanted to show you before we leave is when we have our next packet exchange, Miss Pam has made a bingo game for you guys. So one of your lessons in the last 2 weeks of May, we are going to be playing a bingo game. And I'm going to be playing right along with you, so it'll be fun. We each will have the same board. Miss Pam will have a die. I'll roll it, and we'll all take turns. And we will be playing What's in the Bank. And that's going to help us remember how to identify our coins. So be looking for this in your next packet. I'll also be sending this home as well. And this is another bingo game that you can play. And this is all about pennies and how much is in the bank. And it will also help you with your touch counting and then identifying the number on your bingo card. So you're going to get 2 fun little games in your packet the next time that you guys come to Rock Creek and get your work for the last 2 weeks of May. All right, Miles and Grace, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for working so hard with me. Give your brain a kiss and get those arms out, and I want you to give yourself a big, giant hug. Ooh. And just know that that's from Miss Pam. Love and miss you guys. Have a great day.